Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Friday. It's Friday. Salute to y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Salute to y'all. Happy Friday. We made it. You know what I'm saying? We at the end of the work week for a lot of people. I know some people, you know what I'm saying, work on weekends and, salute. But we made it. You know what I'm saying? I hope everybody is having a blessed week or has had a blessed week. I hope everybody is safe, them and their families. You know what I'm saying? And many blessings to you and yours. So let's dive right on in. You already know what time it is. It's championship time. And I just want to say, shout out, you know what I'm saying, to the Boston Marathoners. And shout out to the NBA Mavericks, man. Congratulations to the NBA Mavericks. They did it. The NBA Mavericks advances to their second or third NBA Finals in their franchise's history. Hey, you already know, man. You already know. In a game that was never close, and even the commentators told everybody to rig and what was going on. It was just like, what were we watching last night? It was a shit show. Last night, fair use YouTube, I don't give a fuck about all that shit. It was a shit show last night. What we watched last night was unfathomable. It's like, that was the craziest shit that I ever seen, bro. And I was like, what the hell? Well, actually, it wasn't the craziest thing, because I seen it all unfolding. When they laid that spread out, a -4.5, I say, oh yeah, everybody pounding Minnesota. Oh, Minnesota is in elimination games. Minnesota is this. See, they pump everything up to make you believe one thing, and then it be the total opposite. That's how they get all the bettors, because the NBA is all about money. The NBA ain't about competition. It's not about none of that. It's all about the money and the marketability. And the only way you can market it, have the NBA market it in a certain way, is to script the games. They fooling everybody. They're fooling everybody, because 1 minute a team can, you know what I'm saying, be playing fluid on offense, doing all the right things, making all the right passes, you know what I'm saying, making all the right decisions, and then the very next minute of the game, they forget how to play basketball, and now the other team learns how to play. And then the next 4 or 5 minutes, that team forgets how to play, and then the other team all of a sudden remembers how to play. And it's just like, oh my goodness, it's a shit show. But they're not going to tell you that. People are not going to really talk about it. And then they're going to say, blood, you a conspiracy theorist. We living in America, y'all. Like, come on, man. Everything we watch on television is a conspiracy. Look at the Simpsons. They put everything in the damn cartoons for you. They put all the agendas and all of the shit that's going on, they throw it right in front of your face in all of the cartoons. They throw it in your face in all the reality shows. They throw it in your face with all these things. But then, all of a sudden, it's time for a documentary to come out that talks about the real truth, and then people be like, oh, he's a conspiracy theorist. It's entertainment. Y'all can be fooled if y'all want to. Y'all see what the NBA trying to do with these European players. Let's just call it what it is. Luka Doncic is not somebody that you can promote. Luka Doncic and the Joker, out of shape, lazy, play no defense, but they are promoted as the best players in the NBA. How, Sway? How? They can barely motherfucking jump over a quarter. You know what I'm saying? But they're promoted. They're promoted. You see what they're trying to do. Giannis Antetokounmpo, all of a sudden his ass don't know what he's doing anymore. You feel me? Let's just call it a spade a spade. Let's just call it what it is. He's injured. All of a sudden now his brother got a podcast. You see what's going on? Giannis Antetokounmpo got all these different endorsement deals. Same thing with Joel Embiid. Same thing with all these other players. Bro, they're promoting straight trash cans. A lot of these players don't even know how to play certain parts of the game. All of those European players are not complete basketball players. They're all offensive oriented. They barely talk trash to you. They try to flex in front of the camera because they've been trained. A lot of these players that come over here have no idea what the culture is like over here. They know from what they see and from what they read. You know what I'm saying? So now when they come over here, their representatives and the people who own their rights to them, now it's about, oh, how can we make these guys marketable to our brand? This is all about global exposure, bro. The NBA has been growing globally for a long time, and it's a reason why the people like Kobe Bryant, all these other guys, they're not around anymore, because it would have been bad for the marketability of the game, because Kobe was like, he would have called it out. And you know Kobe was keeping it 100. Kobe was already going over to China. Kobe was trying to start his own league. Kobe, what we're watching right now, hit them thumbs up as you come in. If you're watching, I appreciate you. What's happening with it, T-Sweeze? What's happening with it, MT, my guys? But let's just call a spade, bro. Boston had a cakewalk to the NBA Finals. So you think they're going to beat a Dallas team who just beat 3 straight 50-win teams, the Clippers, OKC Thunder, Minnesota Timberwolves? So you see how they're trying to boost up Luka right now? That's the first thing they mentioned. Oh, how does it feel? You just beat 3 50-win teams. Luka is like, and you hear Luka talk. Luka's not invested in doing interviews with the media. He hates those interviews. Just like the Joker hates the interviews. But they have to fulfill their contractual obligation to the media. Why do you think it's hard to promote Kawhi Leonard? And some of what Stephen A. Smith said, yes, he's trying to hurt these people's contract, these brothers. Most of these brothers' contract, because that's all he made it about was the money. How are these guys getting paid all this money and they only playing 40-some games? And then the last 16 out of 19 playoff games, he didn't even play. And then he brought up something that's very important. That's why you have to pay attention to sometimes of what these players, what these analysts and stuff say, because they'll expose what's going on, because they know. But they get paid to promote narratives and spew out bullshit. That's their jobs. But they know every now and again, they know the rig. Every now and then, they know the rig. They would come out and say certain shit, and you'd be like, damn, he's exposing what the game is. Why do you think they don't promote Kawhi? No personality. He can't market the NBA the way that other superstars in the past have marketed the NBA. A lot of different players have personality to them, character. You feel me? They were killers. You feel me? Kawhi hasn't fully sold out. He's sold out to a certain extent, but that's not good enough for the NBA. So in order for Luka to look good, they needed another star player to come around Luka to make him look better than what he is. He is just a great offensive scorer in today's NBA. Now, back in the day, the shit that he does, that shit wouldn't work, because guess what? players wouldn't let you do whatever you wanted to do on the basketball court, like we seen from the Minnesota Timberwolves. So Minnesota Timberwolves went from shutting down the reigning NBA champions and another NBA champion and great offensive players in Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant. They made it look easy, even though Kevin Durant pretty much did what he wanted to in that series. They made that look easy. They then go on to face your NBA champions reigning. And what they were able to do to the NBA champions, especially Jamal Murray, throughout the course of the series, with the exception of a couple of games, and then a couple different times in a lot of those games, what they were able to do to the Joker made them look regular. We're talking about the NBA champions, not the NBA champions. The NBA champions are this bad? You mean to tell me that they can't repeat? Even though the coach Mike Malone, in his championship speech, we're going back to back. And then, remember when Milwaukee won a championship, they had t-shirts that said back to back. As if you thought they were going to go back to back to win championship. And I told everybody, Milwaukee will never win another ring. Denver will never win another ring. They're just trying to promote these international players. It's a reason why Rudy Gobert won another Defensive Player of the Year award. They wasn't going to give the award to a player that wasn't playing currently in the playoffs. They wasn't going to do that. They had to so they can market the Dallas Mavericks versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Understand this. You think Rudy Gobert is a Defensive Player of the Year award winner? Do you think he's even deserving of the award? Well, let's break it down. If you're going by metrics, then of course, because we know everything about the NBA is all about metrics, numbers. So if you're going off of those stats, even though he has other really good defenders around him to sort of kind of like cover up all of his flaws, he somehow wins the award. Jaden McDaniels, even Karl Anthony Towns this year, when available. Mike Conley, pretty solid. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, solid, off the bench. Ant-Man, solid two-way. Jaden McDaniels. Those were your better defenders on the team. If you want to talk about really having impact on defense. It's easy for Rudy Gobert to sit out in the paint and do what he do. Hell, they should have just gave the award to the motherfucking Joker. They should have just gave the award to Ibaka Zubac. If that's the case. They did the same thing that Rudy Gobert did. Grab rebounds and sit in the damn paint for damn near 45 seconds when you only get 24 on the shot clock and you only get 3 seconds to be in the damn key on defense. So let's just if you really want to just break this shit down, the NBA is phony as shit, bro. Salute, wow. These teams, they are actors, bro. It's the WWE. Everybody has a role in a script to play. Period, point blank. And that's exactly what you're seeing on a 99-out basis. Boston Celtics went from blowing everybody out at home in the regular season. It didn't matter who they played. They blew them out. They had the best home record in the regular season. All of a sudden, they get to the playoffs, and the same teams that they blew out in the regular season, they start losing these games at home. Miami got blown out in game 2, where Miami just couldn't miss a damn shot. And what did I tell y'all? Miami won't win another game. Boston gonna blow their ass out. Let's go to the next series. The Cleveland Cavaliers. Somehow, some way, game 2 or game 1, they come up with a win. I say, what? I say, man, Boston about to shred these niggas to death. What happened? Shred them to death the very next game. Then what happened? Let's go to the Indiana series. Man, Indiana looked like they was about to win all these damn games. And then all of a sudden the wheels fell off. I say, man, Boston out here playing around. When Boston really want to play, Boston will blow your ass out. They've been the best team all season, but they got to sell that. See, that's how they sell it to you. And Boston should win this series. Easy. Even without Porzingis, I think Boston is better, to be honest. But they need that international superstar like that. And that's why you got the storyline. You got Kyrie versus his old team. He was with Boston when Jaylen Brown was a rookie and Jason Tatum was a rookie. Jaylen Brown was in his second year. You know what I'm saying? Kyrie was there. He was supposed to lead these young guys to the promised land. But guess what? It wasn't culturally, it wasn't a good fit because Kyrie didn't get along with the culture of being in Massachusetts. Everything Kyrie stands for, and injuries, like always, played a part in Kyrie being available, and that dictated how successful his teams were because he was always injured at some point in time in the season, in the playoffs, or championship series. So now, you finally got all the storylines. Boston, when Kyrie was in Brooklyn with KD, Boston swept them miserably. The Boston fans was having a field day with Kyrie, letting them have it. Now it's their chance and opportunity to do that again. And I can promise you, before the games, Kyrie will bring Sage to the game. He's going to go in the Boston Arena and do his Sage shit. That's demonic. That's not something that's spiritual. God, that's not in the Bible. They didn't use Sage to try to cast away spirits. You see what I'm saying? You don't need to do that. All you need to do is be a believer in Christ. That's it. You can cast away spirits easy. But if you're involved in rituals, you know what I'm saying? And demonic acts, then you're going to have to do special stuff to get those demons up off of you. Because that's all it is. See, when these players come to the NBA, they get signed for all these millions. You're signing your life away. You have no control over who you are. And that's been like that. It's just more visual now. It's more out in the open. So you wonder why, man, why do these players play weird like that? Because they're controlled. The NBA and all of these different sports organizations, all these different sports entities, they have a control and a power over players to get them to play and do exactly what they want them to do because it's too much money being invested in these people. Don't you think if the best team won every year, the NBA would be less marketable? Let's just be honest. If you really had an OKC or Minnesota Timberwolves in the finals, who would really want to watch that? Why do you think it's the same teams being put in the championship series? Boston, LA, Golden State, San Antonio, Miami Heat, and Detroit Pistons will get back there soon. They will. You know what I'm saying? They will. The Lakers. Did I mention the Lakers? Dallas. Look at all the teams. They don't, and now they put them, and now you get one team, one small market team after another because they got international stars that they're trying to promote. That's really not as good as advertised if you think about it. They're not. They wouldn't be able to last in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s era. They wouldn't be able to last in those eras because the style of play was different. And the NBA promotes nothing but offense now. So it's easy to put these guys on the court and say, oh, look at them. So all of their numbers look fluctuated. It's all not fluctuated, but inflated. All of the numbers now, just like with taxes and everything in this country, everything is inflation. You see what I'm saying? They're pumping everything up now to get you to buy in. So you have, and it's like, guess what? You have to buy in. And if you don't buy in, then you're an outcast. If you don't buy in, you're an outcast. Oh man, I'm gonna ride my bike to school, man. I'm gonna ride my bike to work. Fuck that. Even though you stay about 30 miles away, I'm still gonna take the bike. I can ride my bike through the cities and hop on, you know what I'm saying, a little train for a couple dollars here and there, and then hop off and then ride my bike. They're gonna be like, bro, you ride your bike all the way from this city all the way to that city. Now you're an outcast because everybody else is driving to work. Because everybody else said, man, I'm not doing all of that. If they gonna charge $100 for gas, I'm just gonna pay $100 for gas. That just means that I'm not gonna be able to do other things with my money, like invest or, you know, put my money in other places. I'm not gonna be able to live a comfortable life, work-life balance. You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta pay this high-ass gas. But guess what? It's more convenient for me to drive to work than everybody just boycott and say, you know what? Everybody ride their bikes on the freeway. Everybody just ride their bikes on the freeway for hours and say, fuck it, we're gonna stop paying for gas. Guess what they'll do? Oh man, we ain't making no money off of this oil, off of this gas that we get on pennies on the dollar, which we charging an arm and a leg for motherfuckers to fill their gas tank up. Same thing with electric. It might be more convenient and cheaper now, but it's really not good. All of that radiation, all that electricity, that's not good for the earth either. You're thinking you're trying to clean up some with the gas and the pollution and all of that? Shit. What happened when all the electricity and all of the charging ports and shit stopped? And there's some sort of malfunction. How the hell you expect people to get from point A to point B? Hell, even get home if your charging ports don't work. Same thing, bro. It's a game. It's a game within the game. People need to understand how the shit works. And that's just a little correlation. Everything is inflated. So with these NBA players, it's a bunch of NBA players dropping 70 and 80 points. Are you kidding me? So now it makes all of the old school players who played in the hardest eras, where it was even more harder to score the basketball because of the rules, it makes them look like they're really not as good as people thought they were. Because now, oh, Kobe scored 81. Damn, you just had Dame Lillard and Luka Doncic score 70. Oh, you had Devin Booker score 70. How many rings between Luka Doncic, Devin Booker, and Damian Lillard do they have? How many defensive accolades do they have between the three of them? None, because you're not going to get them playing defense. That's not what's cute in the NBA. What's cute in the NBA is the spectacle. You see what I'm saying? Why do you think that the NBA had a bubble? Let's think about this, y'all. Why do you think the NBA had a bubble? You think they made that up on the fly? The NBA already had that in place because they already knew that this pandemic was going to shut everything down. So they had to get everybody to believe and think that all of this stuff was just made up on the go. They already knew and planned this years ahead. Okay, and this year we're shutting down because of global pandemic. Everybody knew it. All the sports entities already knew what was coming. People don't even know this. You think it's conspiracy if you want to. All this stuff is already premeditated. They sit down at a table and plan out, when this pandemic drop, this is how we're gonna, you know what I'm saying, navigate through all of this stuff. We're going to get the people to believe that inflation, as far as the hospitals being overcrowded, which they were not, because I know hella people that work at hospitals, nurses, you know what I'm saying, medical assistants, this, that, and the third. The hospitals were not as crowded as they made it seem, but on the news, they'll show you a whole bunch of different pictures with tons of body bags, tons of motherfucking garnies and stretchers, which would appear to be bodies and shit on those stretchers. That's inflation. So they inflated the numbers to get you to believe a certain thing, and everybody ran with it. And what did that do? That pumped fear in everybody, and they said, let me go get this damn vaccine. And what happened? The whole world got the damn vaccine. Now what? The whole world got complications. People are dying left and right, or have some sort of internal issues because of the vaccination. Look what they did with Carl Anthony Towns, his family. A couple of people, rest in peace, passed away from the COVID get down. And I know other people that passed away that had complications from the COVID get down. It wasn't that the COVID killed them, it was them being put on respirators that took them out. And they already had underlying conditions, which even a common cold, you know what I'm saying, can sit you down. Even a common cold can sit you down. Why do you think LeBron James came out and posted that? See, pay attention to all the signs. When he posted the Spider-Man image that said cold, flu, COVID. And he had all the Spider-Man, same people, and they all had their webs shooting at each other or pointing at each other. He giving you the game right there. See, every once in a while, they'll throw something out and it can be rigged up. Think about this. So, in order for Luka Doncic to get to where he has gotten today, they took Kyrie Irving and he had to go in front of the Jewish leader and apologize to get his name right, because they said, guess what? We need you. And they still don't point Kyrie. They still don't look at him in the public eye and say, Kyrie this and Kyrie that. They stripped him of all his endorsement deals just for him believing in a certain thing. But they said it was hate speech. But Shaquille O'Neal's so fucking fake. This is what he did. He played the same damn video in his movie theater and then came on national TV and called Kyrie Irving an idiot. Come on, man. Come on! What are we talking about here? The men sit up here and agree with Kyrie Irving and Tariq Nasheed and all the rest of them. But then, when the cameras are on his ass, he comes out and says, guess what? The world, I'm an imposter. I'm not really who you think I am. They pay me a lot of money to lie, to throw them little bunkies out. You know what I'm saying? To be all other hella fruity and shit on national TV, kissing other men, wearing toenail polish and all this weird ass shit that they do. You know what I'm saying? But he want to be a man's man and get mad when Charles Barkley talking shit about the motherfucker though. He want to bulk up and act like he want to bite. Because they be hurting his feelings, because they know his career was scripted too. Shaquille O'Neal, nigga, was dominant and big. They can market that. Shaquille O'Neal wouldn't have been able to win shit without those other players. Because guess what? When he had Penny Hardaway and Nick Anderson, Dennis Scott 3D, and all those other guys, Scott Skiles, you feel me? He didn't win nothing. He was getting walked down by Hakeem Olajuwon, and motherfucking Patrick Ewing and Rick Smits. Rick Smits was walking that ass down. And then when he went to LA, you had a young Kobe. He still couldn't win because guess what? The Lakers had squad. People don't even realize before Kobe, you had Eddie Jones, Anthony Peeler. feel me? Elden Campbell. You had Squad over there, Nick the Quick. Still couldn't win. It took for somebody like a Kobe MJ type talent to get Shaq over the hump, not the other way around. Because Shaq's career fizzled out. He was fortunate in that Miami season. They gave him one more ring to make it seem like it was Kobe and not Shaq. No, it was Shaq. Because Shaq never won another ring after that and didn't even come close. Because his ass couldn't stay in shape. He was more focused on doing all this other shit than winning. It was all about the glamour and all this shit. And then when you hear him talk basketball, Shaq don't even know how to break the game down. He can't even break the game down from a big man perspective. And he was a big man. So with Ernie Johnson and them, they put Shaq on that show for the theatrics. You know what I'm saying? Tripping all on camera and doing all that goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? They put him on the show for the theatrics. He does not know how to break the game down. Why do you think his children isn't as good as they should be? Shaq can't teach them how to play. Let's just be honest. It's all a shit show. It's a circus, bro. They put all this shit in front of your face and you be like, oh. Nah, you cannot get me to believe that Minnesota forgot how to play basketball. It don't make no sense. You mean to tell me that they turned into the Phoenix Suns 3 years ago? So you mean to tell me that the Minnesota Timberwolves, who had the #1 defense in the entire NBA, 106.5 defense allowed, entire NBA, not the Boston Celtics, who got the best record in the NBA, but the Minnesota Timberwolves. You mean to tell me that they get blown out and forgot how to play basketball when they're at home? Are you out of your fucking mind? Are you out of your mind? And you know YouTube algorithms, how they do it. Your algorithms go up, then you go down. When you start spitting the truth like I normally do, but motherfuckers hate to hear it because they're so brainwashed, this is what you get. This is what you get. So y'all gonna invest all y'all motherfucking marbles and all y'all money in Luka? That'd be a good investment, to be honest. If I was everybody, I would take the Dallas Mavericks right now. The Dallas Mavericks can't do any wrong. Even though Luka looked like he didn't even know what the fuck he was doing when he was playing against OKC. Let's just call it what it is. I thought Luka Doncic had 100 injuries, y'all. What happened to all them injuries they say Luka had? They don't even talk about that anymore. They had to try to boost him up to make you think that he's up there with the Michael Jordans, the Kobe Bryants, you know what I'm saying, these certain great players to make you believe, because they're trying to promote these dudes. The dude don't play one lick of defense, but Jason Kidd would come out there and lie to you. Jason Kidd even told you in the post-game presser, when you look at Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic, this is what he said yesterday. And I'll be like, I told y'all niggas this shit. Even the coach is telling you, their own coach. He said, it's all about defense for us. And when you look at guys like Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, they're not particularly really known for playing defense. Their coach said that. Like, you can't make it up. Salute to everybody in the chat. They coach said that, and I was like, wow. So how are they winning then? If your two best players ain't playing, no, they're not really good defenders. They might give a little effort here and there, every one in like 6 plays. But do you know how many possessions are in a basketball game and you play defense for like 6, 7 possessions out of all the possessions that's in the damn motherfucking game? Come on, man. You can't make this shit up. They have to promote these niggas like that. So they all of a sudden went from being the worst defenders on a team to now they playing defense? Come on, man. It's all an illusion. You mean to tell me that Minnesota, with all that talent over there, after they just beat the NBA champions, that they can't beat Dallas? So if Dallas is really all that's good, why were they at number 5 seed and in the play-in towards the end of the regular season? Because guess what? Dallas had a favorable schedule. But then when they play all these teams, now you lay down. See, the Oklahoma City Thunder, they try to make it seem like, oh, they didn't have no big man. Nah, that's not it. Because guess what? The big men aren't even utilized in today's game. You really don't need a big man to win. The Warriors proved that to you. They won with Kevon Looney, nigga. And shout out to Kevon Looney. But it's still Kevon Looney. They won a championship with him. They won a championship with Zaza Pachulia. They won a championship with JaVale McGee. You act like they was throwing JaVale McGee to basketball. You act like JaVale McGee really had hella impact. The Warriors won championships proving to everybody that they can win doing it and playing small ball. Come on, man. But we want to keep talking about the big man. There is no traditional big man. The Joker, his ass is a point guard. Come on, man. Who happens to get his shots off down low because he's crafty, got footwork, but then he also gets away with pushing off, dipping shoulders, travels. Look at Joel Embiid. He'd rather shoot motherfucking pull-up jump shots. Back in the day, you had Alonzo Mourning, hell, even Dikembe Mutombo, Matt Geiger, Rick Smits, Patrick Ewing, motherfucking David Robinson. The list goes on and on. I can name a whole bunch of big man, nigga. Big Country Reeves, Brian Reeves, Yao Ming, who played with their back to the basket. They weren't out there chucking up three-pointers. So a big man really can't do nothing for you in today's game because teams have proven that they can win without him. So this is what we have now. You see the storylines, Porzingis. Why you think Porzingis went to the Celtics? Because they need Porzingis to sell the narrative versus the Dallas Mavericks. Porzingis couldn't help the Dallas Mavericks. Remember, Porzingis was supposed to be the next Dirk Nowitzki. So they're pumping these European players up, bro. And y'all think it's hate. No, the game is a different game. They did that shit when they tried to do it with Tony Kukoc. What happened when they said Tony Kukoc was the best player? And he would kill everybody in the NBA. What did Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen do in those Olympics? I'll wait. What did Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen do? They made hell for that dude. And then what the Chicago Bulls do? Let's go get him. Fuck it. He can help us win championships. If this is the best player over there, put him on our team to help us win. Tony Kukoc was the Michael Jordan of Croatia. Let's just call it, let's keep it 100 and call it what it is. People are not really ready to say that. It's a whole bunch. NBA is all about scripts, storylines, and narratives, bro. That's just what it is. And nobody would want to admit that or keep it 100, but I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but that's just what it is. So y'all just gonna have to live with that, bro. Like, it's hard to watch these games. Because 1 minute you're watching what appears to be a good brand of basketball, and the very next second of the game, it turns into a motherfucking theatrical, bro. And now they're acting. You know what I'm saying? They're doing the dumbest shit that they haven't done all season. That's not even characteristic of how they even play and know how to play. They just start doing the weirdest shit, and you'll be like, man, that's defense. No, that's not defense. I seen the game where the player came down and threw the ball straight to the other team on purpose. Jaden McDaniels did it. Karl Anthony Towns did it. Kyrie Irving did it. Motherfucking Ant-Man did it. Even hell, Mike Conley, the smartest motherfucking guy on the court. You would think all of them did it. Just threw the ball to the other team with nobody guarding them. They over dribbled, did some stupid shit, and said, here you go, turnover. Boop. I've been telling you it's WWE. Come on, man. This don't even make no damn sense. Right, you see it. You see it. Give him an Oscar. And the cold part about it, I told y'all this, and nobody really paid attention to it. Hold on, real quick. Kobe Bryant. I mean, not Kobe Bryant. Excuse me. Rest in peace to the Mamba. Yeah, it ain't no cars up in this motherfucker, but it's still early though. Hold on. Let me drive this point home before I get the fuck on up out of here, man. Because these niggas is on some bullshit. And I gotta get some fucking gas. Hey. I told y'all earlier that they leaked this way earlier in the season. Boston Celtics versus the Dallas Mavericks. I seen this online somewhere, and that was what it came up. It said the NBA script leaked. Boston Celtics versus the Dallas Mavericks in the NBA Finals. Kyrie Irving will win Finals MVP. So Kyrie Irving had to repair his image, so to say. He had to sit down with Jewish leaders and apologize for being anti-Semitic, even though that's impossible for black people to be anti-Semitic. And I'm not even going to go into that. To last season, right? They tanked. Luka and Kyrie sat out like the last 15 games of the season, and they ended up falling into the lottery. So with that lottery pick, they get Derek Lively Jr. So you mean to tell me that Derek Lively is the best player in the draft and it can help your team win a championship? So they did all that tanking to fall in the lottery to get Derek Lively, which he don't even really score or do anything, but all of a sudden he looked at like a David Robinson or a Hakeem Olajuwon or some foolish ass shit. So all of a sudden Derek Lively is the difference maker? Make it make sense. You did all that tanking to get a player like Derek Lively, who y'all don't even throw the ball to in the post. He just a rim runner. Make it make sense. So the NBA got what they want. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, man, they not finna let Jaylen Brown. You think they gonna let them brothers over there win the championship? Even though they should. The what's that names? The Boston Celtics should win the championship. Let's just be honest, bro. Boston is a better team than them. But really? You think they gonna let them win the championship, bro? No. They probably not gonna let them win. They don't have the right players. They don't have the right players, bro. Do y'all realize that Boston won championships on the backs of like Bill Russells and the Bob Cousy's and John Havlicek's and all these different players. Bob Pettit, Red Auerbach was the coach. They needed a Bill Russell to win a championship, though. Bill Russell was the guy. Rest in peace to Bill Russell. Fast forward, then you get the Larry Legend. And they won all those championships off of Larry Legend. So Bill Russell and Larry Legend. Fast forward, you get one fluke championship from Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Rondo. Never won another one. They just won that one. Just one. Fast forward, now you get the Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown era, which a lot of people think that they shouldn't even be playing together. Why do you think they're highlighting the Luke Cornett, the Peyton Pritchards? Think about this. Why do you think they're highlighting these players? Why do you think they're playing? Why do you think they got motherfucking Kristaps Porzingis? So do you see what they're trying to do, bro? You see the faces that they're trying to put around and say, oh, they don't want this type of attention, you know what I'm saying, coming to Boston in the forms of players like you got Jason Tatum, who's from Missouri, St. Louis. You got Jaylen Brown, who said, I'm trying to change everything in the state of Massachusetts. What? Nigga, they gonna give you your contract and you gotta go, bro. Period. They're not gonna let Jaylen Brown do no shit like that. Unless he's just that controlled, but I doubt it. Joe Mazzulla, he just came out of nowhere, so all of a sudden he just an NBA head coach. He just an NBA head coach and had no experience. He just came out of the woodworks. And they hired Joe Mazzulla. This is Joe Mazzulla's highlight of his career, is making it to the finals, in which they play all these injured teams. But anyway, they were still, in my opinion, the best team. So now, y'all finna see what's finna happen. Boston finna be favored by like 10, maybe 8.5 probably. And they gonna lose at home. They're gonna play good for a certain part of the game, and then all of a sudden you're gonna see Boston forget how to play defense, forget how to play offense, chucking up hella stupid, ill-advised ass shots, throwing the ball away, dribbling the ball out of bounds. And Dallas Mavericks gonna steal game one. But then that'd be too predictable though, huh? Because then you'd be like, oh, I figured you out, Vegas. I figured you out, Vegas. See, you gotta be able to beat Vegas. When you're watching these games, you're watching a motherfucking spectacle. You're watching like a performance in Vegas. So they're putting on a great show, and then all of a sudden, certain players start doing the dumbest shit that you ever seen happen on a basketball court. And you be like, man, damn, the coaches ain't gonna sub a nigga out or put, like, no, it's all part of the plan. So you gotta understand how it works. But you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna let y'all marinate on a lot of shit I say. I still had a lot more shit to say, but you know what I'm saying, I've come to the conclusion because I gotta take my motherfucking ass up in here. Go slave. Thank you, God, for my job, Lord. Thank you. Not complaining, but just make sure that everybody find your true purpose in life. Whatever your true purpose is, monetize off of that. If it's becoming the best podcaster you can become, if it's a trainer, if it's a motivational speaker, a pastor, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying, or a therapist of any sort, you feel me? Psychologist or whatever your true calling and your true purpose is, discover that and then monetize off of that, God, and put all your trust and faith in the Lord. He will lead you and direct you down the path that you are supposed to go. Not that you want to go, but the path that you are supposed to go. So pay attention to the signs. You know what I'm saying? And go after it. Salute. God bless to all my people. You already know. Love, live life, smile, cry, and laugh, bro. We gone.